We are at the Habana Outpost in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, and what's going on is a free meet, which is part of an organization called Freecycle. It's an online give-and-take network, and we are committed to keeping usable items out of the landfill. And about once a season, once a quarter, we have what we call a free meet. Everything's free. Come off, drop some stuff that you're not using, pick up some stuff, take it home, and just give items a second chance.
I love it. Everything is free. What's not to love about it? There's not a lot of things in New York that are free, so if I get the chance to find something for free, I'm gonna take advantage of it. How does it look at me? Huh? You don't like it? You like it?
You're gonna take it?
Yeah. I've never seen something like this. I'm glad it's happening.
Well, I'm Christina Salvi, and I coordinate the Freecycle New York City group. Freecycle is a global network of locally organized groups that use the internet and use email to match people who have things to get rid of with people who can use those things. You can also request things before you go out and buy something. You can ask for it. You just send an email saying what you have to get rid of, and people will respond to you, and the two of you make your own arrangements to pass the item along. You choose the person that you want to give it to, so if there's a nonprofit, you might want to choose them first. If it's a guy who lives down the street from you, you might want to give him the first shot because it's such an easy transaction and you're helping a neighbor. We consume a quarter of the world's resources, and we're not a quarter of the world's population. I mean, it's horrendous, and it's distinctly American. Just walking up and down the streets of New York City, good stuff that people put out on the street, and they hope that someone's going to walk by and take it. Sometimes it happens, but sometimes what you're trying to cast off isn't going to find a home with the random people that just walk down the street. Using Freecycle, you have a much better chance of success finding the right person who can use that item.
You name it and you'll find it at the free meet.
Because you find things that are just hilarious or unique, and it's different than going to Target where they have 50 of the same thing and everyone else is buying it too. So it makes reuse fun, and I like to see people getting into it because it's practical, but it's also a nice way to engage in the community without actually going out and spending money and encouraging more consumption and more packaging.
I like the idea of passing things on that we no longer need but that still have a use. For instance, there are clothes that I brought that were either brand new or that I had outgrown but are still in great condition. Similarly, I've gotten things like that.
Ooh, look at that. This looks like a designer sweater.
Oh, I'll take that.
Dress, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's a dress. That's adorable.
And this is brand new.
It's very 80s, some earrings. Knit dresses are in fall. Pretty happy about it. Pretty happy.
It's like you have to have a real eye and patience for digging through things, and I look for labels. Like if you see something from H&M or The Gap, you can't really go wrong with name brand stuff, and even vintage things. So you have to really have an eye for it and have patience, and that's something I love to do. I love to dig through clothes. If you pick up something, you don't want it, you can give it to someone else.
I'm trying to purge, so I was determined to go back home with less than I came with.
It feels especially good if you can see that it's going to someone else who's going to appreciate it. It's kind of like it keeps the goodness going.
There's sort of an ebb and flow. There are times that you take things upon you, and then there are times that you release them. Nothing makes me happier than releasing something and then someone being really psyched to pick it up.
I found a coat. I found these rings. I got tapes, and I got lots of other clothes and shoes. I think it's really cool, and it's really good for people who can't afford to buy their own stuff, and we can all exchange things that we have that are extra laying around. It's kind of cool.
This is what America's supposed to be all about, sharing.
I feel good. I mean, I love when we have an array of random things and people come in and say, this is just the thing for me. This is what I was looking for.